What's up? Ooh, armpits. I see Chris's armpits.
Hey, I was just taking something off the shelf.
It happens.
Everything else may fall on me, but that'll be funny. So
it would be funny.
Yeah.
It'd give you a reason to watch the stream of the show, available on demand on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, I'll take stuff off precariously balanced shelves every show.
So I'm shaking out my protein drink thing that I have, and there's always like the one spot of the powder that doesn't get like.
Oh, yep.
Like I don't know if you can see it or not, but
yeah.
Yep, the one spot that just won't. Oh, actually, I think I got it.
Oh, good. Wow.
Anyway, welcome back to the show.
So if I'm not having shit fall on my head, you are vigorously jerking off a bottle. There we go.
Oh man, I'm not in a great mood, so I think I need that. Yeah, let's stop that. I'm done with that. All right, okay. Yeah, welcome back to the show Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussion and vigorous jerking sounds.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know. Hey, Patreon members, this is another week for you guys. This is Austin's week. He chose Terminal Choice from 1985 and Terra Night from 1989, also known as Bloody Movie.
Yeah.
I think, did I read Austin's? I read Austin's thing last week, so I don't think I need to read it again, but he is a big fan of 80 slashers, and since we do the more obscure stuff, he wanted to choose a couple obscure ones that we hadn't covered. One of them is
they
definitely
were actually kind of tough to find.
Yeah, these were two that we had to go out and search for. But of course, I found them.
You did this time. Yeah. I couldn't.
Yeah, no, the Terminal Choice one is fucking choice, though, because it's choice, because it was a Vestron Video VHS rip.
Yeah.
It had, like, the Vestron Video opening, like...
Oh, yeah. Loved it. That was nice to see.
I wonder if that's on... I'm sure that's on YouTube, that I could probably pull that up.
Oh, it's gotta be.
Just so you could hear it. I have to get it. So, the new iPad is working great, but the fucking magnetic stand I got for it fucking sucks balls.
Oh, no, really?
Every time I look at it the wrong way, the iPad just falls on the floor. So,
of course,
I put in a thing to return it today. It was like $80 too. It wasn't a cheap one.
Wow.
But that's what I get. That's what I get for buying a decent one when I could have just bought a cheap one.
I thought you were gonna say that's what I get for buying stuff.
That's what I mean, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously part of it. Vestron Video logo. Oh, it's not connected. Good thing we found that out now.
Yeah, before the show started. Now, before you've tried to play the first trailer.
Usually that's where it comes in, and we got it nice and early today. Chris, why don't you tell people about Spectopia Arts for... Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't tell them. Never mind.
Okay, I won't. No, it's not important.
Never mind, I got it. One of the best, but also like the worst quality because like the movie sounded so much better.
I was going to say, I thought that was how they mixed it originally.
Probably.
To sound like it was in a tin can.
Yeah. But no, Spectopia Arts updates. I know you said you guys got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. Is any of that going? Where are we at?
We got, actually this time it is. So as of right now, we are publishing stuff to the Channel 27 Etsy store, which is all of the art stuff that's not Ghost and Goblin related, Spectopia stuff. Because I have a lot more of that, and I like money, and it'd be great if people wore my stuff, because I would be embarrassed to see that in public. Which
I enjoy money too.
Yeah. But at least I'm doing something to get it. Not that I'm insinuating you don't. That was not... I know it sounded like that, but it was not the intention. No, I would love to get paid to do nothing, but I just haven't found that. It's been 40 years. It's not a thing. Unless it's OnlyFans and you just masturbate for fun all the time anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Okay.
I don't know. I just took all my medicine, so
look, I just put up my OnlyFans
time. Yeah. So Channel 27 is like when I was little. There was Channel 23, I think it was, or 21 in Philadelphia, where I saw Ultraman and the 60s Spider-Man cartoon for the first time. And then Channel 56 had the Creature double feature, and 25 had all of the anime stuff, the Force 5, which was 5 different shows. And then you got Robotech and Star Blazers. They were all on UHF channels. And that's where it all kind of comes from. Yeah. So we got a little bit of like UHF Weird Al influence, because you got to have a little whimsical thing.
We're going to have a little TV38 movie loft, little Dana Hershey influence.
Oh yeah. We definitely have movie stuff in there. That's for sure.
Yeah. Is it movie loft?
Well, probably. You know,
the movie loft is not something I ever watched, because it was like mainstream movies, but like it's fucking like Boston area, like legendary.
I didn't watch it because when he would come into the theater to screen stuff, he never talked to anyone and did not want to be spoken to ever.
Because he's Dana fucking Hershey.
Yeah, nobody outside of Boston knows or gives a shit.
Was he watching the movies in Boston?
No,
or the Boston area.
In Peabody.
That's the Boston area. Don't even try to be not. Don't try
Metro,
to sully
Metro really north, right? If the commuter line hits it, it's Boston.
See if I can pull up a clip of Dana Hershey.
Welcome to Survivor 50.
No.
That doesn't sound like him.
No.
We want your...
Good night is in store for you this evening. Good evening, I'm Dana Hershey. Borderline depicts the drama of illegal aliens entering the United States from as far away as South America, only to be misled and exploited by smugglers.
Oh my, times have changed.
Ed Harris and Charles Bronson star in Borderline that is coming up later.
Jesus Christ.
The first feature, though, is the musical adventures of Popeye. Robin Williams stars as the anvil-armed comic book sailor come to life, landing in the town of Sweet Haven, where he will continue his search for his Pappy. Robert Altman directed this film, which co-stars Shelley Duvall as Olive Oil and Paul Dooley as Wimpy. The Movie Loft double feature beginning tonight with Popeye. Stay tuned.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, I remember that music now.
The best. Man, why does everything suck so bad now?
Because it's just about making money as fast as possible and moving on to the next thing.
Dana Hershey, legend.
Yeah.
He was doing that show as far back as like 81, I think, maybe.
Yeah, it was pretty early. Like as soon as Siskel and Ebert got their thing, the 38 people must have been like, "Hey, Dana, you can do this. Do it."
Because he was doing. Oh, there's some stuff on here as far back as 1978.
Oh, nice.
Let's see what this one is.
Join TV38 this Sunday for an afternoon of fine drama. First at noon, Roy Scheider leads an elite group of New York City detectives in the action-packed film The 7-Ups. Followed at 2 o'clock with Cloris Leachman's exceptional performance in the movie A Girl Named Suter. Then at 4 o'clock, Spencer Tracy portrays the last of the big-time politicians in a fine drama, The Last Hurrah. Finally, at 7 o'clock, tune in for exciting hockey action as the Bruins take on the Stanley Cup winners, the Montreal Canadiens. That is the lineup for this Sunday, right here on TV38.
That's not Movie Loft, but that's going way
That's
back,
him.
man.
He's the announcer. So some of the first things we're gonna do, I thought I like seeing mashup stuff, but I like clever mashup stuff, and so I don't know if this is clever, but I thought it was. So I took 3 or 4 of the Batman symbols from like Dark Knight, the '89 Batman, Batman and Robin, those. And instead of it just being the bat symbol, I made it look like an elder thing from Lovecraft with the wings, but it has the 5 eyes out of the top and the tentacles at the bottom, and it looks really funny. And it's called Elder Thing Man, because obviously I'm very literal when I name things. But I really, I know, I've learned. I got it. Nobody gave me a hint earlier, but I figured it out on my own.
I got it.
But I really like them. I had fun making those.
Cool.
And that's like I'm kind of embarrassed sometimes of the stuff I do, but I'm wearing bats that I did, and I'm not embarrassed of my art anymore because it's actually kind of good. So
yeah, agreed. You should never be embarrassed of your art. You know what? Even if it was bad, you still shouldn't be embarrassed, because as long as you're having fun doing it, that's what matters.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes it's like, oh, God, fucking stupid thing doesn't look like how I want it to look. And then, but the great thing is it's digital, so I don't have to worry about those failure piles of sketchbooks that are all a quarter used because you just didn't like the vibe of the whole book. And you're like, I'm done. So, but it's nice. I can delete stuff. I'm starting to not feel bad about that because I kind of always felt like I need to keep everything I do because I don't have an answer for cause. So I'm trying to do that, like seriously. And in here, I got to throw out a whole bunch of shit. So it's mentally and physically. Do I need this anymore? Nah, throw it out. That's it. I gotta do that. I gotta start letting go of stuff that I don't need. But for the stuff that I like, I put it on those 2 Etsy stores, and we'll have a website link for that later. But it's not just
quite ready yet. Not ready for prime time.
By the time this goes up, we'll have the website. We're just checking on the actual final address. My kids passed. They made it through the first round of eliminations for the state drama festival.
Excellent.
They're gonna be 18 on Thursday. What else we got going on? There's a lot happening, and we're getting the store up. So by the time this goes public on Thursday, it's going to be all set. Ellen's just publishing things to it as we're speaking, because we finished up a temporary banner and stuff for it. So it's going to I want it to have that like throwback kind of feel of like, hey, I remember that stuff. That's stuff I like. Hey, that's a logo from a movie that nobody's ever put on a shirt before. Yeah. That kind of stuff. So
cool. Into it.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, the only thing I can plug is Patreon, patreon.com/outside the cinema. If you're already a member, thank you for being a member. If you're already a member and you haven't sent us movies this year that you would like us to cover, hey, do that. We got some in the pipeline now. We got some in the pipeline. So today we're doing Austin's. $5 a month donation gets you access to the show archives, which I'm slowed up on updating a little bit. I'm curious, first of all, I mean, I know some people are listening to them. Like, how quickly do you want them up? Is there like a specific like season or like area? Like we've got almost all of season 1 is up. But like I haven't really heard a whole lot. So I'm like, do I wait or do I just keep pumping it out? Or
I would think if you're doing it at a certain pace, then if you're not hearing anything negative, that's fine.
Yeah, and I've kind of learned that over the years. Whereas just because you're not hearing anything doesn't mean that it's not working. You hear when things don't work.
Right. That's the life of a projectionist. No one remembers you're in the building until something breaks.
Right. Yep.
Oh, hey, we went and got ice cream at Brigham's in the mall. You're here? Oh, yeah, thanks. All right, I'll fuck up next time so you know I'm here.
All right.
Anyway, but that is kind of how life goes. It's very rare to compliment, and it's way too easy to criticize.
Yeah. But you know what? I get it. We've done the show long enough that I get it.
No, yeah. I mean, and it makes sense.
All right. Speaking of making sense, let's do Austin's picks.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
We're going to start with Terminal Choice. I have a couple different trailers here. Let's start with this one. This one looks like it might be a TV trailer or like maybe a Movie Loft trailer.
Okay.
Dodson Clinic, sometime in the future, where technology and medicine meet, and the patients are given a terminal choice.
Okay, put me down for $600.
Thank you, Dr.
I'll have 20 weeks at 6 to 1 for $100.
Await further instructions.
So make it $75 at 25 weeks.
Reprogram.
What happens if she dies?
Either somebody else punched that in or the computer screwed up.
I got a little gambling game going.
Gambling? On what?
You can start edging for the door right now. You can show me a couple of things about the computer.
Illegal command.
Come on, let me see you kill somebody.
And that abruptly ends there.
No, okay.
So there you go. Terminal Choice. So I'd never heard of this one. This is one that I never heard. 1985. directed by Sheldon Larry, written by Neil Beal, or Neil Bell, sorry, excuse me. Watching this, I was like, okay, this is a TV movie. I looked at Sheldon Larry's background, best known for, I don't know, a few episodes of Remington Steele.
Okay.
Couple of like cheap ass Christmas movies.
All right. Yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Well, no, look, he's actually had a pretty steady
okay.
flow of stuff. It's just none of it is like, it's like TV, like one episode of something called Beggars and Choosers. Oh, here we go. 19 episodes of State of Grace.
Okay. All right. Oh, I see now. I thought we were talking like he only did a few things.
No. I mean, normally
okay.
that would be what it is. You know, he did 2 episodes of Doogie Howser.
Okay.
One episode.
So he just liked working and jumped around.
Yeah. But so I thought this was, Knots Landing. Okay. So I can see it. Remington Steele, Knots Landing. He was a network for hire director.
Like a go-to kind of guy.
Yeah.
Hey, we need an episode done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a Canadian exploitation made in Montreal, but like I said, I was just saying, I missed my point 3 times. I thought it was a TV movie because it feels like a TV movie,
right.
But I found out it was released theatrically twice under a different name. So it came out in 1986, the year after it was finished.
Okay. As
Terminal Choice, and then it came out a few years later, renamed Deathbed, not Deathbed, the bed that eats.
No, you can't infringe on that.
No, but it was re-released theatrically under the title Deathbed. So the movie that I thought was a TV movie made in Canada was actually a 2-time theatrical release with 2 different names.
Wow.
Go figure. All righty. Joe Spano plays Frank. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Apollo 13, Hollywoodland, Fracture, American Graffiti. He's still currently doing a ton of stuff. He's on NCIS currently. Or maybe not currently. He was on NCIS for 58 episodes.
Okay. Yeah,
he's a very actually, like, you look at him and you're like, oh, okay, that guy. I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's definitely just like the director. He's that guy in like an episode of this, an episode of that, an episode of The Mentalist, an episode of In Plain Sight, like stuff like that.
Makes sense.
He's also in Primal Fear.
Huh.
Diane Verona. She was in Heat and The Jackal. Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
Oh, she was the mother in the Casey Musgraves movie that she did a few years ago for Starcrossed. That's cool.
Huh.
Ellen Barkin plays Mary O'Connor in an early role.
That was a surprise.
It was. Don Franks, he was the chief in My Bloody Valentine. He's also, he did a voiceover of Grimaldi, the pilot in The Barbarian and Heavy Metal.
Oh.
Yeah. Also in Johnny Mnemonic.
Who was he in that?
In Johnny Mnemonic, Don Franks is Pookie.
That doesn't help. All right, I thought I might know the character. I like that cheesy, junky movie.
I just like Keanu.
Yeah. He's funny in that.
So the story of Terminal Choice, you got a bunch of doctors in a hospital from the future in suburban Montreal.
Yep.
And it's never explained, like, it's not the future, but for whatever reason, this is some sort of like futuristic hospital with like the doors that go.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got all of their stuff, like their IVs, their heart monitors, everything is on computers, but like controlled by computers.
Yeah.
Which is not 1985. Hell, I spent, plenty of time in hospitals the last couple of years. None of that stuff's even in the hospitals now.
No. And the reason for that is, who would trust it? I mean,
that's the first thing I said.
I'm not a doctor, but I would like to make sure my patients are getting the medication in person. That's why you have it delivered in person.
Right. Well, and the other thing that was bugging me as I was watching it was there's no fail safes.
Yeah.
So there's a scene.
Only one person had access to the interior of the programming. And shit.
So there's there's 2 scenes where they lower down a thing that does chest compressions and then also does the heart shocks.
Yeah.
And it comes down and then there's no way to get out from underneath it.
Well, I mean, there is sliding out of the way because it's slow.
There is that, yes.
But what What's really funny about that chest compression thing is I've been having this pop, like nerve kind of pop in my hip, and I think it's because the chair that I sit in at home is lopsided on the seat now.
Okay.
So I told my doctor, I actually went to the doctor the other day and stood up for myself, like advocate. Hey, I used to think all of my headaches were just headaches, but they're migraines.
No, but now
okay.
I think I have a tumor.
She says, okay, here's 2 different pills for you. One for the nausea so you don't throw up, and one for the pain. I go, great. Okay, well, now how about this one? And she said, we're going to x-ray that because it could be this, it could be that. And I don't want to tell you to do the wrong thing because one's good and one's bad, depending on what you have.
All right.
So they pull the thing. I stand in front of the thing. They do the full so they can compare the 2 sides. Or, I mean, if one side's bad, the other one probably is. And then I lay down on a thing, and they brought this thing down, and it was an octagon, like piston sort of like pulls, what's it called? You know, like a car antenna.
Yeah.
Right. It was like that, but it was an octagon, and it came down with smaller and smaller pieces. And I'm like, at first I'm like, that's exactly how the Vogon's microphone looked in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And then I'm watching this a day later, and I'm like, oh, well, my nurse was a lot nicer than this person, so that's okay. I wasn't going to die. But that's just weird. I never seen that, and then I saw it twice in 2 days.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's all.
I do like that. Like you went to the doctor and was like, yeah, you know, like I got these headaches. Immediately, I was like, I have a tumor.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't go to the doctors.
It's like because of all my fucking intestinal issues and shit that I had. Like I have a stomach ache for more than like 10 minutes, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, my intestines are broken.
Right.
I have a backache for more than a day. I'm like, 3 discs are out. I'm like, done.
Yeah. I've herniated everything.
But you know what? Saying getting away from the movie just for a second here, Austin. Sorry, again, I know these are your picks, and you're excited to hear us talk about them. But now
he picked doctors.
We're going to talk about my wife's ears
gonna happen.
for a minute.
Okay.
No, so the importance of having a doctor that cares and pays attention, like we've learned it a lot. So our last doctor retired. Or no, you know what it was? Our insurance changed.
Oh, yeah.
And then they moved the office. Yeah. So it was 2 different things. So they moved the office. So we got a new doctor in the new office. Okay. He retired about like 6 months after we signed up. But Mel went in, and she's not going to care if I say this because it's not something. She's had a lot of problems with her ears over her life. And she's had a couple of different surgeries. She had a surgery for a perforation in her eardrum that wouldn't heal. And like she just has a hard time, especially on one of her ears. She has just a hard time hearing out of them.
Yeah. And when she ran the marathon, it was for the
eye and ear.
And
mass eye and ear. So, because they did her surgery, they did her ear surgery. So she went to the doctor and was like, "Listen, I know my hearing is fucked, but like it's worse than it usually is." And like he just like took a quick look. He's like, "No, you're fine." So when she started her new job, we got new insurance, and she went to our new doctor for the first time the other day, and immediately was like, "Oh yeah, there's a massive blockage." Like,
oh my God.
So she's been walking around unable to hear for a year because this guy was too busy to take an extra 2 seconds to double check her ear.
Yeah.
And then this doctor, I haven't met her yet, but like she was like, yes, it's a lady doctor. They have those now. She goes, okay. She's like, we're going to give you this solution and these pills and stuff to try to alleviate it on its own before we go in and clean it. Because she's like, if we go in and irrigate it and clean it can actually do more damage if there's damage underneath. So, you know, try this first.
Because you don't know what's behind it. Yeah.
Right. But that again was just another sign that the doctor cared rather than just being like, okay, yeah, let me go get the irrigation. We'll just clean it out now. She's like, try this first. She's like, I know it's going to take a week or 2 and it's going to suck. But she's like, this will be safer long term, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, no, that's great. Ellen finally went for a diagnosis, an ADHD diagnosis. And she went to the same guy I went to, and he was okay, right? He told me I probably have ADHD. Probably. He's a professional, by the way.
Well, he probably got a good degree.
Yeah, probably from probably in the United States.
From probably a certified university.
So she finally accepts the fact that it is possible that that's what's wrong, because that's a huge thing,
Definitely.
thinking your whole life you had it under control, but so they talk for a little bit. He asks his questions and he says, yeah, you might. And his suggestions to her were, get a job, find something to focus your attention on. And I almost left work and beat the hell out of him.
What?
Because
I'm surprised he didn't tell her to lose weight too, because that's what doctors say every time I've been to the doctor. Like, you should lose about 10, 15 pounds.
yeah, hey, guess what?
I'm here for a headache. What are you talking about? I need to lose 10, 15 pounds.
My doctor said to me this week, hey, you lost 5 more pounds.
Hey, your doctor rules.
Guess how much I weigh now?
Oh, it's your height, averaging it out through, we're going to say 241.
Oh,
Am I close?
255.
Oh, not bad, Bill.
Yeah. And that's
Shake it off, Taylor Swift. Yeah,
this is the lightest I've been since before or after the pandemic. I almost said pedantic.
Nice. Shallow and pedantic.
I don't know. So I flipped out because he just dismissed her. And I'm like, does that motherfucker not know that ADHD presents differently in women than it does in boys and men? And like,
He knows.
You definitely exhibit the signs, right? So I said, you need to write to your doctor. Well, she's not back in until Thursday. So I don't give a shit when she's back in. You're going to write to her so it's sitting there in her inbox, and you're going to say exactly what he said. You're going to tell her, he told me to get a job. That maybe I have it, but I should get a job. And she did. And she wrote that. And now she has an appointment with her doctor and a couple other people to discuss further treatment. Don't. I'm saying this to everybody in the audience. Don't let one person. There's second opinions.
Yep.
There's other places. There's other people. Like you. Anybody can help you. Like, just, hey, my doctor said that this giant lump on my neck is just the next step in human evolution, and I shouldn't worry about it.
They just
tell Dr. Magneto to shut the fuck up, all right?
They told me it's my brother. He's just hanging out underneath.
Yeah. But it is important to feel comfortable with your doctor and to stand up and for yourself and say, no, this is what it really is.
Ready for this right here?
Yeah.
How much do you think that doctor bet on the diagnosis Ellen had?
Oh,
see what I did there? Bringing it back around to the movie.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do that. Because in this film, the whole thing is based on the fact that there is a doctor, a resident, and they are basically betting on the patients in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that is what is causing all of the ruckus and mayhem.
Well, if everybody could play fair, it would be fine.
Right. Yeah. So the guy that's in charge wants all the money.
Yeah.
And he basically is, spoiler alert, that's who the killer is, but like, it's not really, it's not very well hidden.
No.
He's basically stacking the odds by killing off the patients.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you're a doctor. Do you need money that bad?
I know. And it's just like, I'll put $100 down on this. And it's like, well, okay.
Yeah. I think if you're doing that, you should only be allowed to bet on patients you have no access to.
So you got Dr. Frank Holt, who's played by Joe Spano, and he's kind of your main guy, and they're setting him up to be the fall guy. They're using his computer login information and his patients to do whatever they need to do to take these people out, whether it's adding different drugs into the IV. There's also this kind of side story where the resident, he was developing a drug that didn't work, that caused bleeding that was not, you couldn't stop it. And that's kind of the big story here. And he's using these people to also kind of test his drug that it doesn't work. You get another weird kind of side plot with the ex-fiance, who is Diane Verona's character. She used to be married, or she was going to marry Holt, and they broke up for whatever reason. A lot of different things going on in this.
But the weird thing about it is it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, and
it's
also
like,
most of it doesn't matter.
No, and it's kind of like a soap opera. You have your main through line,
It's
and then
very
you have these
soap opera-y.
Yeah, you got inconsequential B lines, but the medicine one, that played a factor in the whole thing, though, didn't it?
It sure did. Yeah. At the end of the day, it came back, which they did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah.
And I did like how they like kind of like use like the shadowy figure of somebody to like whenever somebody was getting close to something, they would find a way to knock somebody off. Like the Ellen Barkin character, she plays medical examiner she plays the medical examiner in the hospital. And she has discovered some stuff that does not seem on the up and up, and she's going to go to like powers that be later on to discuss it with them. They don't really know what's going on yet, but then somebody poisons her.
Yeah.
And puts her in the hospital, and then they kill her in the hospital so that she doesn't talk and try to blame Frank Holt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So this movie, it's kind of slow moving. It doesn't really like the characters aren't like the most redeemable people in the world. I saw one review.
they're all scummy doctors.
Yeah, I saw
there's
one
good
review that was
doctors.
like there are no likable characters.
No. And normally for me that's a problem, but straight up you see like they're betting on patients' lives before you even see a human face. And I'm like, okay, this is all about everybody getting what they deserve in the end. Fine. I can do that.
Yeah.
But there was one guy that was sort of okay in one aspect, but not in another. It's weird. It's a very gray area it's real. It's people can be nice and shitty at the same time.
And it's Canadian.
So they're just kind of just upset a little bit.
Oopsie doo, looks like I stopped your heart.
Sorry.
So there's also like a reporter guy that's been following the other doctor because there's been a series of things in the past. It's all very like fine. You know, there's not like anything wrong. And I found myself interested in what they were doing. I found like I like the like futuristic style hospital and just like kind of the no explanation of it either. Like it's just like, oh yeah, sure, the doors close automatically, but they also lock automatically so you can't get in and out of the room. And like
don't worry about it. It's
this
fine.
machine will also not only defibrillate you, it'll also give you the trust compressions, and it'll also lock you in place. And you have a broken leg, we got a computer machine here that will change the torque on the leg for you.
I couldn't understand with that one why he just didn't roll over.
That's the first thing I said. I'm like, dude, just keep rolling with it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's cool. Unless it moves really fast, you're gonna be okay.
The other thing I said with that was when he was in the bed and they were torquing the leg and they were able to stop it for whatever reason. He laid back down and then the machine comes down and I'm like, why the fuck did this guy get out of the bed? Like, it's like the joke in Austin Powers with Mike McDonald getting run over by the steamroller that's 30 feet away and he's like, no!
Yeah.
And the friggin' like heart thing's coming down. I'm thinking about it's all I can think about is the guy be like, no!
It's like all the people in horror movies that don't defend themselves against the slashing knife at all. But they're just, with their hands back by the head because that's your 70s Scream Queen pose. That's what you're going to do.
We get a lot of these. The other one's the
grabbing them.
We talk about the plastic bag over the head and rather than just going, they go,
pop. Yeah.
Anyway. So, Joe Spano is Frank Holt as your lead in this. He's doing a very, very good job with what he's given. The writing in this movie is not anything special. I feel like I'm giving it a shit review, but it's really not bad. It's really not.
No, it's not.
It's a little something different. I know Austin said that he kind of put it in the slasher realm. It's not like technically, I guess you could say it is Unseen Killer, but it's a different kind of look at it.
It's like that Giallo adjacent kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's building off of that, but they made it sci-fi, which was kind of interesting. It was different. So there you go. That was good. I can take that as a slasher.
Yeah, I like the fact that you got the doctor they're trying to blame and he's just trying to help people. And then the fiance, she happens to be the one that runs the computer and they're trying to blame him. They do these little things that are just it's all
That's fucking bold.
Yeah.
To try to set up the programmer's boyfriend, husband, whatever he was. Like that takes balls because or complete misunderstanding of how computers work. I'm going to go with that one.
Well, what I got was
probably that one.
It took me a little while. I was like, this all kind of feels like a computer thing. I'm like, this feels kind of familiar. And I realized I'm like, oh, that's Hal. It's like they're kind of ripping Hal off here. But like they did it in like in an homage way, not necessarily ripping off.
Yeah, because you had to think about it for a second, which is better than being like, we were watching Futurama last night, and the ship's computer has one red eye in this episode, so obviously we know what's going on there.
Right.
But that's the joke. Is it's supposed to be that this wasn't? So that was nice. Also, it didn't really think for itself, did it?
It did well at the end there. The end, you get that little like thing at the end.
Oh. Yeah. Yep.
For Terminal Choice 2.
Mm.
The rebooting.
Yeah. Sure.
It's also like that episode of The Simpsons where they have Pierce Brosnan's voice doing the home, the voice of the home.
Yeah.
The Halloween one, which he was the star, of course, of Remington Steele, bringing it back to Larry Sheldon, director of Terminal Choice. Let's grade.
Very nice.
Christopher, my good friend, my confidant. Terminal Choice. What is your grade and do you recommend?
I'm going to recommend it because it was kind of fun. It's not overly disgusting or gory. It's not overly scary. It was a kind of a moderate mystery thriller with a bunch of people that are basically making a movie on the cheap, it feels like.
Yeah.
They all got together. It's like, hey, I know Ellen can do this. Come on up here for a weekend and we'll get you all set, all filmed. And that's it. It feels like maybe they were having fun on it, but I can't recommend it too high because how are you going to watch it? That's kind of difficult right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I'll recommend it. I'm going to give it a B-. I didn't hate it. I thought the idea of a rogue AI, I'm glad it wasn't for all of the movie. But it was an interesting take on it, and that was nice to see. And the actors actually had some talent. Which was
I will
fantastic.
say that I thought the actors very much were better than what was written here.
Yeah, they made a lot out of a lower level script.
Agreed. Okay, my turn. It's recommendable. Yeah, it is. It's tough to find. It's because it's not. I don't know if there's a DVD or anything available. As far as I could tell, it's not on any streaming services, at least in the United States. But it's definitely got a little something different going on, and it's not something you're gonna see. Oh, well, I've seen this 100 times. It's not masked killer running through the woods or haunted house. Like it's a little. I love the hospital setting. One of the reasons why I like Halloween 2 as much as I do is the whole hospital sequence. And they do a good job with it. It is made on the cheap, but again, I think the acting is stronger than the actual writing, which is good because you got really good actors. I know Joe Spano was probably, we had mentioned some of the other stuff he's in, but he was in like the entire Run of Hill Street Blues, which was huge back in the day. So he does a good job, and it's nice to see young Ellen Barkin showing up, and it's all it all puts together for a decent watch. The only thing that I will mark it down for is it does feel like it runs a little long. And it's not a long movie, and it's something to do with the pacing and the way they kind of develop, like I'd say the middle third of this film. It kind of just slows itself down, and it does get to a point where you're kind of then like, picking up the phone and being like, what time is it? How much longer?
Yeah.
But then it folds itself together pretty good. I think if they had maybe just kind of trimmed down a couple of different scenes, it would have probably rolled a little better.
Yeah.
But for what it is, all good. I'm going to give it I'll give it a C+. Yeah, I'll give it a C+. Thoroughly decent affair, which is 10% better than thoroughly fine.
Yeah.
Next up, Terror Night, a.k.a. Bloody Movie, 1989. I can't find a trailer. So we're just going to move on past that and get into the movie because there's some peeps in it. Like you got John Ireland, who is like, Spartacus, All the King's Men. He was in like a bunch of stuff. Like I think he was in Waxwork too. One of his final. Yep. mean, he's been in tons of stuff over the years. Let's scan down here, see what I missed. He was in the 88 War of the Worlds. And I want to say early on, like I know he was in All the King's Men, I know, but I want to say he did like a bunch of like westerns. Hang on. I mean, John Ireland's good. Jesus Christ. He's good. Hang on, we're getting there.
All right, taking a while to load the page, right?
No, it's look at him scrolling. Going all the way back to 1945, A Walk in the Sun. My Darling Clementine. The Gangster, I Love Trouble, Raw Deal. I'm skipping a bunch in between these. I Shot Jesse James, The Undercover Man, The Dueling of Oklahoma, Cargo to Cape Town, Return of Jesse James, Little Bighorn, The Scarf, The Bushwhackers. Or
oh, those guys.
I love that those guys made an entire gimmick out of that guy from the Energizer Bunny commercial. Or not the Energizer Bunny, but the Energizer commercials. What was his name? Jocko?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah. That's great.
But yeah, so I mean, John Wayne Theater, Gunslinger, this guy, classic. Yeah. Spartacus. I wasn't crazy. I know that's, I think, one of his best knowns. So John Ireland plays Lance Hayward, who is basically supposed to be like an Errol Flynn or like, a famous actor from the silent era that disappeared. And now they don't know what happened to him, but he's around apparently. So
yeah,
you also have, of course, Cameron Mitchell, who has showed up on the show many, many times over the years. Scrolling through, let's scroll all the way to the bottom of the Cameron Mitchell stuff. Cameron Mitchell's been in how many we got here? 244 credits. Passed away a couple years ago. Terror Night we did, obviously. Action USA we've done. Deadly Prey, Hollywood Cop, Night Train to Terror.
Oh yeah.
Also a couple episodes of Knight Rider. Don't forget that. Texas Lightning. These are all films just of his we've covered. Without Warning.
Without Warning. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Island of the Fisherman. The Swarm.
Oh, okay. Swarm. Right. Nice.
Then 70s, he really focused on TV. He was doing like stuff like SWAT and stuff like that.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I felt as though we had done maybe one or two others, but that's still like what, 9 or 10 films that we've covered. Yeah. But yeah, he was in the Mod Squad and something called The Klansman. Problematic? Question mark.
It depends which way it goes, right?
It's true. He was in a movie in 1962 called Attack of the Normans. Also, classic actor that shows up in this. We got, they're all over the place. Alan Hale Jr.
Yeah.
The Skipper. The Skipper's there, bro. From Gilligan's Island.
That was strange.
It was, because it was only I think it was definitely much like, they got these guys for these bit parts.
Yeah.
And just kind of like got him in there. Your main stars are Stacey Greason, William Butler, Michelle Bauer. Michelle Bauer, obviously Scream Queen from the time period. Also, she was in Demon Warp and Beverly Hills Vamp and stuff that we've covered. So Terror Night is the simple story of a group of young adults / teens that venture into the home of Lance Hayward, who disappeared. They wanted to go check it out or whatever. Then you also got
it's going to get demolished the next day.
Yeah, because the film opens with all of our cameos. Well, not all of them, but the Alan Hale cameo at least. And then also the who was it that drove up in the car? Dan Haggerty.
Country guy, right?
Yeah, Dan Haggerty. He was in Grizzly Adams is who he was.
Yeah.
He shows up, so the two of them.
He has a very distinct acting style.
It's his beard.
He's very grandiose in the way he talks because he has that voice that's just okay. I'll do whatever you say. He should be a hostage negotiator.
So the two of them get killed, and we're immediately told the story of he's been gone for years. Oh, well, he's never been found. It's a real shame. They're going to tear this place down. They're like, oh, well, it's been long enough. They're going to, sign the papers in the morning and they're going to take the place down. So then, Grizzly Adams and his beard are killed. He get shot with, he got stabbed with a spear.
Yes.
And the opening sets it that, you know, people are going to be killed in ways that this guy killed people in the movies he was in, which is a cool idea. And the way they present it is they show the clips of the films, which are from real films, which is one of the reasons why this film was very hard to get for a long time, because there was all kinds of problems with the licensing of the footage in it. Because they repurposed the footage under his name, but it's not him in the film. So they weren't films that were created for the character in the movie, at least.
Right. Maybe they thought it was public domain at that point.
Maybe it's also one of those things where rights change. You know, films.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I can't imagine back then people were really big on signing like lifetime deals or anything like that. Like,
no, because what would you even do?
Right, you
with
sign
that?
you sign a deal with Warner Brothers, and then their stuff gets sold to whoever. Like,
yeah,
you know.
But
anyway.
back then, rights for you know, in perpetuity, like where would you show it beside a movie theater at that point? Nobody knew, right? When Errol Flynn was making silent movies.
Yeah.
Right? There was no TV. There's radio, but who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's not pictures. So I can see that. That makes sense. It's sad, but makes sense.
It is. Anyway.
Yeah, what can you do?
So offs the two of them. And then there's, you know, talk on the TV about it. So they just said that. So this group decides that they're going to go and they're going to check it out. There's also a biker couple, which love to drink and fuck, as the bikers are known to do.
Well,
and they show up at the house at the same time.
Yeah.
And so sets our set of lots of young, attractive people getting killed in ways that are related to this guy's movies, including the beautiful Jamie Summers, who is probably best known as for her adult work. But she was also in she was in like Night Rhythms and some other stuff. But she was a big time porn star at the time, or actually more probably so afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I remember her because there was a certain series of adult films that she did that were very accessible to us teenagers when we were in the early to mid 90s.
Okay. All right.
Named after, which I think, probably not actually, but my favorite Charlie XCX record is named after them. You want to search them out.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, you're setting old creepy house. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. God, I don't know any of the album titles, so.
Anyway, so we got our setting, we got our murders. It's formula. You know, it's you know, young, attractive people getting killed in different ways. What I did like about this movie is that with the character, the Lance Hayward character, they were trying to, you know, do something a little different and create a different type of killer. And it was the type of thing where some of it works in the theory of like they're showing the old clips and stuff, but it also a couple times gets a little too meta for its own good, where like one of like specifically the final murder scene falls into this like theater, and they're like showing it all as if it was a theater, and then we're not really shown what's actually happening.
Yeah. It's like they used all their money up. We're done. We gotta just hear that over there.
I gotta return the camera to the studio before the boss gets in.
Yeah. It's not gonna go well if he catches me.
No, he's gonna be pissed. I'll lose my job. So it's cool because they are working on trying to do something different here. Its biggest issue is, and again, I don't know how, kind of like the last movie, how they managed to make a 90-minute runtime feel as long as it is. This one, even more so than the other one.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it slows to like a halt. And then everything kind of like, the movie feels like it's over. Like it's over. Like they've burned down the house. They've trapped the killer. They've been able to escape. And then there's like 20 more minutes.
Yeah, that part confused me, to say the least. I don't know why you have to have your Lord of the Rings multiple epilogues, but for that, Lord of the Rings, I'll pass. You're fine.
I mean, it's your standard killer's alive and he escapes. But then the other issue is in the like idea of there's not a supernatural point to this, but like there's there's got to be something because they talk about how Lance Hayward would be in his late 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll never die. They think I'm dead or whatever.
Yeah, that's how they take care of it. Remember, it was that terrible voiceover at the end when he's trying to kill the one girl. I'm going to live forever.
Okay.
How? We need to know this.
And he's wearing the latex mask of himself, and we get a little bit of a tear on it. Like, how do we not get like a good reveal on like what his face looked like? Again, they spent all the money. Is what I mean. Answer my own question.
Yeah, that's okay.
So I will say this: it's an odd film.
Yeah,
it's got an odd feel to it, but it is also not bad.
I did not get bored, except when I'm like, this feels like the natural ending point.
I did not get bored, except for when I got bored.
Well, except for when it went too far, basically, and got too boring.
Yeah, I mean, the kills are fun. Like, they set you up right away with the guy getting tied to the tree and then the other end tied to the car, and you know how that goes.
That was an expensive effect. I could see that. Yeah,
and it looked good. Like, it looked good the way they split the guy in half. But I just don't understand how a 90-year-old actor from the silent film era is still alive and like not old. Like, they don't explain it at all.
They were stronger back then. You think this is what we're looking at here? They're stronger, and they smoke and drink rum. So
2 shots of castor oil a day keeps me running.
Yeah, and 2 rare steaks. Just
I get up in the morning. I have 2 shots of castor oil. I have 2 rare steaks for breakfast, and then I have a shot of Ipecac before I go to bed to clean it out.
Yeah. And I sleep in a kiddie pool because I shit myself to sleep every night.
I also have 37 cigarettes a day.
Oh, that's not that many.
It isn't? Okay, it sounds like a lot to me.
4 packs would be a
how many are in a
for
pack?
me. 20.
Jesus Christ.
I've done 2 packs in a day, so. Yeah, I quit like 20 years ago. So
good for you.
Tell my lungs.
Yeah, I know, right? Murders are great. The kids are all like good fodder. They're good fodder. Like, you don't like, you get the kid that you're like, oh, I can't wait for this kid to die. But then you're like, oh, well, this girl didn't do anything. I feel bad for her. So like, you get like a good mix. Like, we've had a lot of films recently where like we just hate all the characters.
Right.
Like the nerdy guy in this, I don't hate him. The smart film fan.
You know why you don't hate him?
Why don't I hate him?
Because he was the guy in the basement with Tom Towles in the remake of Night of the Living Dead. He was the country hit. Yeah. I like him. So I saw the cast and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, is that who I think it is? Because he's got a personality in Night that is really nice. And like he seems like a really good person, and that's kind of what he was here. So that was super easy for me to get into. That was nice. I like that.
Yeah, cool. You get some good character actors like Ken Abraham shows up. He was in like Hobgoblins and Creepazoids. What else?
I love that name.
Girlfriend from Hell, Vice Academy. Oh, he was the dude of Vice Academy. That's what it was.
Oh.
He was the one guy in Vice Academy.
Shit, that's right.
Mind, Body, and Soul we covered. So he's a recognizable face too. So, yeah, let's grade this one too. All right, Chris, Terror Night, also known as Bloody Movie. This is another one that's not available to stream easily. You can buy a copy of it on Amazon. I think. Nope, never mind. It's out of stock.
Okay.
So can't get it anywhere right now currently. I'm sorry. Continue, my friend.
Oh no, you were finishing up. So
no, I was sending it to you. Do you recommend it? What's your grade?
What I'm gonna say is, yeah, if you can find this, it's kind of fun. The acting in some places, just like the last movie, in a couple places, the acting is fucking terrible.
Awful.
In the last movie, there's one scene, and I forgot about this at the time, where one of them says to one of the nurses, like, I need you to go and do the FARC, and there's like a 3-beat pause, and she says, okay. and then turns around and goes. That's bad acting. But then Ellen Barkin showed up and everything was fine. But everybody here actually, I think, had the whole feel. Everybody knew what kind of movie they were making. It was mostly serious, but not completely. Like a little less camp than a Batman 66 or whatever year that was.
Right.
And I think that worked really well. And I think you have to have that because you got, you know, I'm not saying you're ripping off a Clayface storyline, but the Remember Me kind of thing, it can be pretty impactful, but I don't think they spent enough time with him for us to give a shit if he came back or not.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Because I enjoyed all of the people, and like you get the nerdy kids show up because the other guy can't make it, and they're just a little snarky to him, but then one of them takes a liking and they find a connection, and the movie feels like it naturally moves forward because they both have the love of this actor, whatever. I used the wrong word, I know. Then they're all in to go over to the house and break in. Yeah. And I felt like that was pretty. It felt like a pretty natural progression, which
I agree.
It's not always that way in slashers. It's sometimes pretty stumbly to get you to where you need everybody to be. And the bikers, I thought at first they were annoying, horrible people, but they just got funnier as it went on.
Yeah, because they really no just.
Yeah, they probably. I imagine. I want to imagine that they just said, just do something. Just do so. Oh, I guess that means have sex. All right. Which that could have been. Who knows? There was different coverage than you normally see in these kind of movies.
It's funny. When I was watching it in the living room and Travis walks in during the biker sex and he goes, "What the hell are you watching?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's called Bloody Movie." I go, "Those two are having sex. What does that mean, Travis?" He goes, "It means they'll be dead in the next reel." I'm like, good job.
There you go. Perfect. They weren't though.
She was. He came back.
That's true. I gotta say, you gotta be either incredibly stupid or very confident to confront people wearing just a leather bikini.
Super confident.
Because, like, you're just exposed skin at that point. Right? Clothing can't help or anything. That's just... Anyway, I was doing the thing.
Yeah, you're at the point where you're going to grade it.
I'm going to give it a B because I didn't hate it. It was fun, and I didn't expect that. So the subverted expectation there of me thinking it was going to suck. Yeah, I'll bump that up. That was good. That's a B. Right. It's fun if you can find it.
Yeah, I'm not far off from you at all. I definitely enjoyed it. It did the ending when they kind of strung the ending out. That's the only thing that really kind of bugged me because I'm like, this could have been over 10 minutes ago, or you could have opened up some other things, like maybe a little more backstory or something, and used that instead of padding out the last 10 minutes. Because the last 10 minutes, I'm not going to give away exactly what happens, but like it doesn't need to take the 15 minutes or whatever runtime it does take. It could have been done so much faster. Yeah. Especially when Cameron Mitchell finally shows up. Like his part doesn't even need to be there. Like it doesn't even need to happen. They were like, well, I guess we got Cameron Mitchell. He's drunk, but like he's here.
Yeah, but we know what kind of performance he'll deliver.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna recommend it. It's a hard to find little known slasher. It's definitely not gonna break the mold. You're not gonna watch this and be like, oh, I've never seen anything like this, because we have seen movies where they use like movie kills and movie characters as like was it Fade to Black? It was one, and like some other ones that we've seen over the years. So it's not
Popcorn one of them.
Popcorn was somewhat in that realm, yeah. So it's not entirely something you've never seen, but like it works. It works.
Yeah. The tone is what I think helps separate it a little bit.
Agreed. Plus, Jamie Summers is in it. Yeah. So surprisingly, she doesn't really get naked at all, though. So okay.
Well, maybe she was upset about that.
Maybe she was. That's what drove her to do adult films.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as far as a grade, you said a B. I'm not going to go quite that high. I'm going to go B minus because I definitely did like it more than the other film that we covered this week. And again, like Austin, I'm a sucker for for good, weird, obscure slashers. So this is definitely one that I think you guys, if you can find it, check it out. Look it up under the title Terror Night, not Bloody Movie. The version we watched said Bloody Movie, but Terror Night was the way to find it. I couldn't find it listed under Bloody Movie when I tried to look it up under that. But then when you get to Terror Night on IMDb, the picture says Bloody Movie. So go figures. Those are Austin's picks. Now we've got Joe coming up. I don't remember what I told Joe he was going to watch next. So we'll find out momentarily. And then after he's done, I'm going to read a bit of an email that Donnie sent us because he made some suggestions for Joe for future coverage. So
okay.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here. And this week, Bill took me to a place where there's spider eggs in my bubble yum, and the call is coming from inside the house. He made me watch Urban Legend.
Oh, that's right.
Quick personal note that just came to mind because I make my notes for my reviews on a laptop, and this is the first movie I've watched since this happened. For the last 9-10 months, my left hand has been going through it. I got tendinitis in my index, middle, and ring finger on my left hand, arthritis in the wrist, right where the radius meets the ulna.
Ooh.
And what me and my doctor thought was a cyst growing on the tendon sheaths of the same fingers with the tendinitis.
Wow.
It sucked. Long story short, not a cyst. I had, at some point, completely ruptured one of the tendons in the index finger on my vastly dominant left hand.
Ooh.
Surgery, yada yada, mostly healed. Except now, that finger, the index finger on my left hand, is about as good at being a finger as Steven Seagal is at being a martial artist.
So the best in the world?
It just kind of hangs out there on my hand as the rest of the fingers type away. I'll find out tomorrow if this is a permanent condition. In the meantime, I'm just kind of making it work. It's not as bad as I probably just made it sound. It's still bad, though. In the meantime, this finger is like the one road crew guy that you see leaning on his shovel and making suggestions as the rest of the fingers are in the trenches. Giggity. Now, I'm a bit at a loss because I usually have an associated topic to whatever movie I'm talking about. Let's see. I got it. My finger isn't a fully functioning finger, just like most horror movies from the late 90s and early aughts weren't really horror movies. They were vehicles to put pretty WB stars on film and give them something to do between seasons of One Tree Hill or Dawson's Creek. I'm looking at you, this movie I'm about to watch, or Valentine, or The Rage Carrie 2, and you go sit in the fucking corner, Soul Survivors. You're one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen, and I only watched you for Eliza Dushku.
Yeah.
That said, it worked sometimes. In fact, here's a cookie for you, The Faculty, and here's another one for you, Idle Hands. You're both good.
Do love Idle Hands.
Pat on the head. Okay, before we get into what I forgot was kind of one of the better opening sequences in the post-Scream, you gotta hit him with a big open, everything done by the metrics and trends horror movies. Before we get into that, Alicia Witt is our main character, and her roommate, played by Danielle Harris, is on what looks like a gothy, like Angel Fire website, which is honestly funny enough on its own. Just like how I'm sure, like, I don't know, our parents probably look back and, oh, we dressed like hippies in the late 60s, yada, yada. Alicia tries to use the phone, and all she hears is modem noises, like, I haven't even considered that in years. Do you remember how mad you'd get when someone like your mom would pick up the phone while you were online? Oh,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever been madder at anything. I won't go to Jag about how if we had kept the internet slow, maybe the MAGA death cult virus wouldn't have spread so fast, but... Oh, wait, that summed it up. Never mind. Don't mind me. Opening scene features one of my all-time favorite urban legends, but with a warping of physics that make me sound, it gave me the reaction that The Miz has, and I don't even really like The Miz that much. That really? It's the classic girl stops in the middle of nowhere to get gas. The gas station guy is so creepy and off-putting that you'd think he was like a working class Elon Musk. He tries like hell to get her into the gas station. She bails, and he screams after her as there's someone in your back seat, as she, drives away. Classic, right?
Yep.
Except instead of like a big ass knife or a garrote or a screwdriver or any other reasonable implement that you could use to kill someone from the backseat of the car, they use a double-headed axe. Now, I realize I may be spending too much time on this very granular part of this movie, but in a movie that was honestly better than I remember, it stuck out as one of the most what the fuck moments until the reveal of the killer. Imagine swinging a double-headed axe hard enough to kill someone. You picturing it?
Yep.
Yes.
Swing pretty hard. Now imagine you're swinging from the back seat of a car to the driver's seat. Does that seem doable?
Nope.
I didn't think so. I don't want to Bob Vila your kill, but fucking right tool for the right job, jabroni. Like, the killer swings this double-headed axe so hard that not only does it go through the girl's head, it goes out the driver's side window from the backseat of a car. You have, like, no room for backswing. Sorry, I realize that I'm being very granular there, but it really stood out. We are at a small liberal arts college in northern New England.
Okay.
Everyone there is as insufferable as you'd imagine from the way I just described it. Alicia Witt is established as our final girl pretty early and has all the personality and pizzazz of off-brand skim milk plain yogurt. Like, she's fine. Alicia Witt's a fine actor. They just wrote this character as like basic bitch final girl. Rebecca Gayheart is the wild and crazy best friend who, we're going to take you to this party and let loose, and she's fine. I thought of a few jokes there, but they were all pretty tasteless. Pacey, Joshua Jackson, was obviously in between seasons of Dawson's Creek here as like the goofy prankster frat boy because his hair is dyed blonde and it doesn't work on him. And honestly, I'm really just glad it's not Jamie Kennedy.
Good point.
And then Michael Rosenbaum rounds out our main cast, and I will die on the hill that nobody in his generation of actors plays a better, like, shallow, jackass butthole than Michael Rosenbaum. Tara Reid's also here, but, it's fine. From the establishment to the reveal is where the movie will have you only paying half attention. Like, I looked up Michael Rosenbaum's IMDb, tried to find where I can stream Urban Legends 2 and 3 for free. Still having a challenge with that one. I should note here that I did actually watch this thing. I just did it like a stage mom, live streaming, taking her kids to their social media influencer classes.
Oh, we've all been there.
Which is just distracted. Because like every post-Scream movie, they just redo Scream with either something that they saw in a Hitchcock movie one time, or an old noir film, or a giallo added into it to kind of make it distinct. And in so mostly failed. Spoiler alert. Seriously, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen this and you have any interest in seeing it, spoiler alert. Rebecca Gayheart is the killer. Because Alicia, much like before when I realized how fucking stupid the ending of it was one of the One Missed Call films. I'm just realizing now that, and I'm gonna dunk on this ending, and it was even stupider than that. Like, it really gave me that like Jesus moment. Rebecca Gayheart is the killer because Alicia Witt what didn't cause was present for the accidental death of her boyfriend in an urban legend related thing. Like, Alicia Witt was the passenger in a car, and they were doing like the driving with your headlights off. They flash your brights, and you chase them. And I'm over here. So even more elaborate than killing all of her friends via urban legends before you get to her was that she applied to a college she probably wasn't going to go to it in the first place, got accepted, befriended the girl who was only very partially, tangentially responsible for her boyfriend's death, taking on not only a mountain of student debt, but then presumably being late to getting on with your life when you're done with the revenge plot. Shit, I'm both judging you for your complete and utter lack of coping mechanisms, but also I'm kind of envious of your energy level. If I was that mad at somebody to come up with something that contrived, I would give up, fuck off, and move on a quarter of the way through the first semester. Kind of like I did when I really tried to go to college. Here's the thing. The good moves along at a decent pace. It's right at about 90 minutes where these movies should sit. It's got a good sense of fun. Like it's if you like Scream, you'll probably like this. Oh, I did forget to mention that Baron Munchausen is the college dean, and that was kind of a nice realization.
Okay.
And, just like how there were some good Jaws knockoffs, this is kind of one of the more fun Scream knockoffs. The bad. Well, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning of this review. My left index finger is essentially useless right now, which made typing this about as much fun as catching up on world events. Mm-hmm. Urban Legends, as previously mentioned, was, kind of a fun bit of knockoff cheese, ... with crackers. So there was only one black person in the entire film. No. Though I guess that lends to a bit of authenticity, seeing as how the setting is a liberal arts college in Maine.
That's a good point.
I'll be back next week with Urban Legends Final Cut. Until then, be good, everyone.
Thanks, Joe. I remember enjoying the first one. I do. All right, Joe.
I don't remember it.
So Donnie sent in some suggestions, have some suggestions for Joe's segment. I can't remember whether he's covered them or not, so let's go through them. I know he has covered a couple of these. Subspecies. He did subspecies, right?
I think I
feel like he did.
I know we've talked about it. That's all I know.
Yeah. He said the subspecies series, including the related vampire journals. Scream. Okay. I know that he definitely did Scream. I do think he should follow it up with doing part 7 now that part 7 is out. So, Fright Night. He has not done Fright Night. Okay. And here he said the original 2, the remake of the remake, and Fright Night 2 getting a physical release this year. Might be a good time to cover it.
Oh, it is. Nice.
Cool. Number 4, Lost Boys.
Okay.
At least if you want to hurt Joe after the first one. Number 5, the Don't Fuck in the Woods duology.
Oh.
Pretty low budget stuff. Number 6, the Argento trilogy with Suspiria, Inferno, and Mother of Tears. We've covered them. Joe has not. Hammer Films, Karnstein trilogy, Vampire Lovers, Lust for a Vampire, and Twins of Evil. We might have covered Vampire Lovers and Lust for a Vampire. We haven't done Twins of Evil though. And I know Joe has not done any of them. And then he also suggests the Paul Naschy werewolf films. Not necessarily all of them. Yeah. That would take years.
They're all on Shudder now, apparently.
Yeah, there's a lot on Tubi too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it actually says right here, but there's a good sampling of these on Tubi.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Rambled on enough. Thank you, Donnie. And then Donnie also made some suggestions for the show for us to go back and recover, but they're not going to be next week, so we'll go back to that when we get to them.
All right.
So there you go. Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate it. Speaking of things we appreciate, Scott. I mean, he's so awesome, right?
I feel like I'm being set up for something.
Yeah, I bet you are.
As you're listening to this, I'm on a little spring break vacation on a sandy beach somewhere. I hope that makes you happy.
Yeah, that's an awesome way to start. I was pretty happy with that.
How are you going to mention spring break and then not use the air horn?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With Reverend Scott.
Blah. That was me.
Oh, okay.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
Oh, my God.
And this week I'm talking about the biggest buzz movie of last weekend, Scream 7.
Oh, my God.
Scream 7 is officially the highest opening grossing film in the franchise, making over 10 times the opening of Part 1, and has almost surpassed all the other entries in global gross already. Hell, by the time you're listening to this, it probably already has. So that must mean it's good, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Well, here's the confusing part. The current Rotten Tomatoes 32% critic score
is scary.
But audience score is 77%. So it's hard telling what to really expect. To be honest, I've kind of given up on trusting Rotten Tomatoes in general now. Now, I'm going to tread lightly not to spoil things with this film. Anyone that's vaguely interested should at least get the opportunity to hate it for themselves.
As well you should.
This mostly stars Tatum Evans, daughter of the wonderful Neve Campbell's returning legacy character of Sidney Prescott Evans. Evans is her new last name now that she's married to the police chief, Mark Evans, played by Community's very own Joel McHale. Circling back to Tatum Evans, she's played by Isabel May, star of 1883, which was a spinoff of Yellowstone. And it's the only spinoff worth seeing, in my opinion. And the three of them live in a completely new town away from the events of the original film. Although, according to the intro of the movie, you can actually stay in the original Scream house as an Airbnb, and it's all decked out with chalk outlines and blood on the floor where all the original deaths took place, and there's trivia stuff on the walls and pictures and stuff from the quote-unquote Stab movie and all kinds of memorabilia. Not only does Scream 7 lean into the nostalgia, but it also leans into the meta-nostalgia. But what did you expect?
You love it. You loved it.
As per usual, the first people we meet in the Scream movie have a very short shelf life, and a very short real life for that matter, as the house is eventually burnt down. Don't worry, it's all spoiled in the trailer for you. Although one thing to note is the guy in the opening scene, his name is Scott, and that's the second movie in like 3 weeks with the guy named Scott in it, and that's exceedingly rare. Plus, the girl in the scene kept yelling out to Scott over and over, and it was turning into the most meta Scream scene of all time for me. Anywho, we quickly transition to meeting Tatum's boyfriend as he sneaks into her room just like in Scream 1, except Sidney catches him almost immediately and kicks him the fuck out. We establish quickly that Tatum feels like she's too restrained by her mom, and because Sidney is such a badass, Tatum is seen as timid by comparison. I mean, yeah, I guess that's probably about right. And we also get it driven into our skulls that she's called Tatum because of Sidney's best friend, played by Rose McGowan in the original. I mean, like a lot. But at least they tried to show Sidney hasn't completely abandoned her past despite not being around for Part 6. Not that hardly anyone from Part 6 shows up besides like Gale Weathers, along with her personal film crew, Mindy and Chad, who've somehow stayed alive for 3 movies in a row by now, but for some reason I still didn't remember them.
Oh, no, because they don't matter.
The killer doesn't take long to give Sidney a little video call, and it's not Ghostface on the other end. It's a face from the past that doesn't make sense to see, and it's pretty clear that this person wants to get back at Sidney by attacking her daughter, starting by stalking her daughter at the theater. And Tatum's there with her friends and they're rehearsing, so this is not good. And this leads to not the first kill, but the first overly violent and gory kill, one that's actually pretty creative compared to the typical Ghostface stabbing bullshit. It involves a lot of blood and entrails all over the stage, which is always a welcome sight.
That's just fucking great.
But this time, Sidney isn't fucking around, and she shows up packing heat, along with her police chief husband doing the same. And he brings some other cops along, but they don't really fucking matter. Of course, they don't really catch anyone, but with 2 dead bodies in the theater now, we start amassing potential suspects, like Tatum's shifty boyfriend and that one black friend girl that was in Madam Web. So she's instantly suspicious. And then there's the one dude, he's in Gen V, and he plays a kind of a weirdo in that, and he's a creepy kid in this, or at least they keep calling him the creepy kid. But here's the one problem that I have. There's something that's always in the back of my head when I watch these films. It's the underutilized good actor problem. Back in Scream 2, Laurie Metcalf played this journalist that's barely in the film. And knowing what I know about that actress from her time on Roseanne, I knew that was instantly a red flag. And, spoiler for Scream 2, we find out that she's one of the killers, and she eventually gets to rant and rave about her motivations. So when I see an actor or actress in these films that I know can play a very good psycho or at least lose their shit, but they're barely in the film, alarms start going off in my head.
Yeah.
And I think, movie?
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
We know what you're doing.
And because of that, I instantly called one of the killers the moment I saw them on screen. However, if you aren't familiar with the previous work of this person, this may not stand out much to you. Although they did a decent job with some of the red herrings throughout the film, even a kill that should throw you off a bit. And to their credit, they addressed that kill at the end and explain it in a way that would make sense to an insane, mentally damaged person. It's one of those single sentences that fills in a plot hole thing that Chris always harps on. Well, they actually did it in this, so I can appreciate that. Mostly this is pretty fun. Sydney is kind of like the Laurie Strode of Scream by now. She's got panic rooms and guns everywhere. She's overly prepared, yet still somehow in life-threatening situations anyway all the time. Now, the kids, on the other hand, they certainly don't think too far ahead. They decided at one point to meet up after the town curfew in the downtown pub and bar to talk about who the killer might be in the typical explanation of the rules type scene. But it didn't dawn on them that when the killer inevitably attacks them, there's really nowhere to go because everyone is gone and everything is locked down. I'm not really sure what their plan was.
There is none. They have no idea what they're doing.
Although we do get another pretty creative kill involving a sharp beer tap resulting in a bloody beer fountain. So that's always fun.
I agree.
The success or failure of this movie for you will partially have to do with your nostalgia for the original film or the first couple. How much do you like Neve Campbell, for instance? Because I still kind of love her, especially after seeing her kick so much ass in the recent season of The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. Or the certain songs and music cues that might bring you back to that first film as well. Not to mention some questions brought up in the film about how dead or undead some characters really are. They certainly don't let you forget the roots of this series.
Oh, is that how it goes now?
It sure feels that way.
Gail Weathers, aka Courtney Cox, was fine. She's looking a little odd, although she's not in this that much. Some people die a bit too easily, and some people that should have been dead don't seem to stay dead despite all odds. There's laughs to be had for sure. Some characters' sole purpose is to be comic relief, as you'd expect. But Sydney is always there to remind you that this is definitely not a joke for her.
No, this is all played very serious.
I have to say, I had a pretty fun time with Scream 7 overall. I was self-aware of the pumped-in nostalgia via characters and music, and honestly, it didn't really bother me. It had some inventive kills, some decent humor. I liked how Ghostface would act compared to the other characters. There were some smart decisions made by Ghostface that maybe previous versions wouldn't have necessarily thought to do, or ways to try to trick characters and pop up in ways that was a little bit more shocking. So I do appreciate that a little bit. Unfortunately, I wasn't overly surprised when the ending is revealed, though. Although the way things are resolved is pretty satisfying and quite gory, actually. This is not the best entry, but certainly not the worst by a long shot. Most of the characters are fine to watch. There are a few that you welcome seeing them die.
Just screaming. Boobs, tits, and screaming everywhere. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is where I would turn into a serial killer.
So despite all the critics saying this is the worst of the series and crying about it, I'm going to recommend Scream 7, and I give it a straight B. Okay, that's it for the real review. As far as your reviews last week, it's a shame that Soul Brothers of Kung Fu just couldn't stick the landing overall for you guys. But despite one tasteless scene, you still managed to power through and finish the review.
You know, we're still going. This is still a thing, and we're still doing it. It's just we don't know what the fuck we're doing, and it's only two of us.
I know, Chris. So I give Soul Fu a C-, and the review gets an A-. As for Blood Tracks, unfortunately, it's no Black Roses! Nothing ever will be Black Roses! You two certainly aren't Black Roses. I don't even know who you two are anymore.
We are collectively Bill and Chris.
Yes. Individually, I'm... which one am I?
Doesn't matter.
Blood Tracks doesn't matter either. I give it a D+. And the review gets a B. Well, that's all I got for this week. So until the next horror franchise decides to act like its own killers and refuse to just fucking die already, peace and love, guys. Oh, by the way, depending on when I get back from vacation next week and how tired I am, you may or may not get a new Holy Shit segment. But don't go counting your blessings just yet. More often than not, I'll be right back.
Wow, that sounded threatening, didn't it?
It did. It did.
All right. Next week on the show, Patreon picks from Dylan, who we are welcoming back to the Patreon. Left for a couple years, he has returned. Been listening since before the Chris era. It's crazy how time has flown by, and I truly appreciate all the work you and Chris put into keeping the show going. I do have 2 movie suggestions for you to cover. One, Low, from 2009. A low-budget horror comedy. It's streaming on Tubi, I believe.
The L.O., the demon one?
Yep.
Okay, good. I've been wanting to watch that, but I've been waiting.
Well, there you go. And the other pick is Crazy House. Crazy with a K. 2024, newer film, but it's a wild ride, and I haven't heard many people talking about it. So that's the show next week. Low and Crazy House.
All right. I got one for anybody listening. I watched one based on a video game called Exit 8. It's from Japan, and it was fantastic.
There you go.
Highly recommended.
There you go. All right. Follow us on Patreon. Patreon.com/outside the cinema. Follow Chris and I at Cthulhu at OTC Bill. Make sure you go to Spectopia Arts and buy shit.
Please.
And yeah, that's pretty much what we got for this week. So enjoy. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
This is the end of your rotten life, you motherfucker.